The thing you are chasing right now, that new car, that promotion, that specific person you think will complete you, has a hidden price tag. And the price isn't money. The price is pain. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Think about the last time you actually got what you wanted. Remember the fever, the obsession, the way your mind convinced you, if I just get this one thing, the noise in my head will stop. If I just get this one thing, I will finally exhale. So you fought for it. You lost sleep for it. You sacrificed your peace for it. And then you got it. Do you remember that moment? The spike, the rush, the electric feeling of victory coursing through your veins. But then, fast forward 3 days, or 3 hours, or sometimes just 3 minutes. What happened? The electricity faded. The new car just became the car. The promotion just became more emails. The lover just became a person with habits that annoy you. And you were left with a hollow feeling in your chest. A silence that felt louder than before. You are lying awake at 3 a.m., staring at the ceiling, wondering why the victory feels like a defeat. You followed the script. You achieved the goal. So why do you feel emptier than when you started? This isn't a glitch in your brain. And you are not ungrateful. You are simply trapped in a biological and spiritual machinery that you do not understand. You are running on a treadmill that is designed to break your legs. The world tells you to run faster. Society tells you to hustle harder, manifest it, claim it, chase your bliss. They tell you that your unhappiness is a lack of volume, that if you just consumed more success, more parties, more likes, more intensity, you would finally be full. That is the modern lie, and it is the most dangerous virus in the human operating system. Because when you chase that external high, you aren't fixing the problem. You are feeding the monster. The Bhagavad Gita says your suffering isn't a lack of effort. It is a lack of alignment. It says you are looking for water in a desert mirage and then weeping when your mouth is full of sand. It is time to stop running. It is time to look at the machinery of your own misery. Krishna, the ultimate strategist, identifies this specific trap in the battlefield of the mind. He doesn't offer a platitude. He offers a diagnostic code for the human condition. We are going to open chapter 5, verse 22. In this verse, Krishna delivers a cold, hard truth that dismantles the entire modern economy of happiness. He says, Ye hai samspasaja boga dukkha yonaya ivate. Let's just break that down, because the secret is in the Sanskrit. Samspasaja. Samspasa means contact. The touching of two things. The senses touching the object. Your eyes seeing the beauty. Your tongue tasting the sugar. The dopamine hitting the receptor. Jam means born of. So, samspasaja boga means pleasures that are born of contact. External pleasures, dependent pleasures. And what does Krishna say about them? He calls them dukkha yonaya. Dukkha means misery, pain, suffering. But yoni is the graphic, visceral word here. It means womb. Krishna is saying that these contact-born pleasures are literally the wombs of pain. They are the breeding grounds of misery. Think about the violence of that image. We think pleasure and pain are opposites. We think we run away from pain toward pleasure. But the Gita reveals that they are not opposites. They are Siamese twins. They are born from the same womb. The moment you engage in a pleasure that relies on something outside of you, you have just signed a contract for suffering. Why? Because of the second half of the verse. Adyantavanta kuntaya. They have a beginning and an end. This is the mechanic of the trap. The misery isn't a punishment for enjoying life. The misery is built into the timeline of the enjoyment. If a joy has a beginning, if it starts when the text message arrives, it must have an end. It must end when the screen goes dark, and the gap between the high of the contact and the reality of the silence creates a withdrawal symptom that we call life. This is what modern neuroscience calls the dopamine era. Your brain releases dopamine not when you enjoy the reward, but when you anticipate it. The thrill of the hunt is always greater than the feast. When you finally get the object, the chemistry crashes. You drop below your baseline. You actually feel worse than before you started. So what do? You look for the next hit, the next swipe, the next swipe. You become a beggar with a golden bowl, constantly asking the world to fill you up, not realizing the bowl has no bottom. Krishna warns us, Natesu Ramai Buddha. The wise do not delight in these. He doesn't say the wise don't experience them. He says they don't delight in them. They don't invest their identity in them. Imagine your mind is not a monkey, as everyone says. Imagine your mind is a high-interest credit card. Every time you seek samspasaja boga, joy born of contact, you are swiping that card. You are buying a moment of joy today on credit, and the bill will arrive tomorrow. The bill comes as boredom, as anxiety, as the vague sense that you are wasting your life. The interest rate on external pleasure is 100%. If you get 10 units of high, you will pay 10 units of low. That is the law of gravity in the material world. Most people spend their entire lives in debt. They borrow joy from the weekend to survive the week. They borrow joy from the vacation to survive the job. And then they wonder why they are spiritually bankrupt. The wise person, the Buddha, stops swiping the card. They realize that the fluctuating market of emotions is a rigged game. So, do we just sit in a dark room and stare at the wall? Is the answer to life just misery and asceticism? No. That is the immature understanding of detachment. The goal isn't to feel nothing. The goal is to change the source of the feeling. To switch from samspasaja, contact-born, to Atman, self-born, joy that bubbles up from the inside, independent of what is happening on the outside. Joy that doesn't need a reason, joy that doesn't need a notification. But you cannot find this internal reservoir while you are addicted to the external noise. You cannot hear the music of your own soul while you are screaming for attention in the marketplace. You need a reset. You need to detox the system to prove to yourself that you are not a slave to your senses. So, here is the protocol. We are going to do something radical. We are going to stop the inputs. For the next 24 hours, I want you to undergo a sensory fast. This is your battle plan. Level 1. The phone. Your phone is the primary womb of pain. For 24 hours, it is a tool, not a toy. No scrolling, no checking views, no consuming content, not even this channel. If you need to work, work, but do not graze. Level 2. The palate. We use food to numb ourselves. For 24 hours, you eat only for fuel. Bland food, no sugar, no excessive spice, no caffeine spikes. You will feel the itch. You will feel the boredom rising up like bile. Good. That boredom is the withdrawal symptom of your addiction to contact. Level 3. The silence. Spend at least 30 minutes sitting doing absolutely nothing. No meditation technique, no breathing exercises, just sitting. Watch your mind scream for stimulation. Watch it try to plan the future or regret the past. Don't fight it. Just watch it, like you are watching a madman shouting on the street from a high balcony. Realize that you are the watcher, not the shouter. When you remove the cheap dopamine, your brain will panic. It will try to convince you that you are depressed. You are not depressed. You are just sober. And in that sobriety, if you stay with it long enough, something miraculous happens. The baseline resets. You bite into a plain apple, and it tastes like the nectar of the gods. You look at the sunlight hitting the floor, and it looks like art. You find a stability that didn't cost you anything. That is the beginning of freedom. That is the exit from the womb of pain. I want you to try this. And I want you to be honest with yourself about where you are trapped. Right now, look at your week. Look at your habits. Which contact-born pleasure is ruling you? Is it the validation of social media? Is it the numbing of junk food? Is it the drama of a toxic relationship? Go to the comments right now. I want you to identify your chain. Write it down. My chain is sugar. My chain is scrolling. My chain is validation. Name the demon so you can kill it. The wise do not delight in that which has an end. They seek that which is endless. Stop renting your happiness. Start owning your peace. Shanti.